Open Sundays 11 to 3. Is Barry Triffett.
Yeah, the 6-point margin to quarter time. It remains the same at half time. Anybody's game from here. The all-important third quarter as Lee gets the first possession. Gets it on there to Davies. Davies with the left boot kicks it deep in towards the forward pocket looking for Bannister. It's thumped away from him. There's a hurried kick that comes back towards the top of the goal square, but running it onto it there is McCulloch. He's set up on the ball, ricochets off to Pearden, who has a snap and doesn't like it. Straight off the boot, through for a minor score. But the Demons just stretch their lead a little, Bombers rather, just stretch their lead a little bit. They go along to 7-3-45. And they'll be 7-5, I think. No, 7-4?
Yep, that's right.
46, that odds and evens. Now it's come up directly on the scoreboard. The ball's kicked back in, and it's just outside 50. There'll be a North Hobart free kick at the bottom of the pack. Umpire adjudicating that there is a free kick there, and that's Millhouse as he kicks it in towards the centre of the square. Almost a free kick there to the North Hobart play, but the hurried handball goes in towards the centre of the ground. As Rick the Soldier set upon there. Oh, Ponting's tackling a player that hasn't got possession of the ball, and there'll be a North Hobart free kick right in centre field. Mason with the ball for the Demons. Kicks it in the Garland direction, and he runs out and marks 40 metres from goal directly in front. Well, that was just broadcast, wasn't it? It took a while to get that ball back, and the forward line of the Demons just fanned out and left the space there for the major goal kicker Colin Garland to just run out and mark that safely on his chest. He'll kick from just on or inside 50, so the distance may test him. He's kicking right into a beautiful sunny afternoon. The sun's settling a little bit over there towards the west as he comes in there now. He'll kick it just from 48 metres. He pokes out a little bit, and the goal umpire runs well to his left. It's a minor score. So Garland misses. He's kicked 4 though in the opening half, but they've both kicked a point now in the first 2 minutes of the third term. North Launceston 7-4, North Hobart 6-3. Here's Dave Moore for City Park Radio.
Comes out to Van Buren from the fullback kick. His kick's not a great one to Ego, who can't take the mark. Players fall on top of the ball. Eventually comes out to Lanham. Back now to Pearton on the left foot. Kicks it close to the boundary line, but kicks it well. But McCulloch takes it. Cuppy kicks out from goal. Players flood back. McCulloch goes short here. Little kick. Bailey Walker thumps it away. Davies on the boundary line. Keeps it in. And a player tackle there for North Launceston. It's a long way away from us. Right on the boundary line. It'll be a stoppage. Side the North Launceston 50. They lead by 6 points. Crucial part of the game here. North Hobart wanting to stay in this as long as they can into the last quarter. Bannister is tackled to the ground. Another ball up. We're underway now at KG5. Early goal there to Lauderdale. Now they're out to 16 points. Tackled there is Ponting. Tackled by Clifford, holding the ball. Then impressive young Josh Clifford, wearing the big number of 64. Kicked a goal in that second quarter. And Josh Clifford will relieve now for North Hobart.
He looks a likely customer, doesn't he?
Yep.
He doesn't smell Josh Clifford. Long flowing blonde hair. Tries to stalk his opponent. Wasn't good enough. Had the handball under pressure. Ball's gone back to ground level. Now he's forced to get in there and try and do something about it. The umpire will bounce it down just outside the goal kicking square for North Launceston.
Confidence of youth, Geardy.
Yeah, I don't think you take Josh Ponting on in that situation.
There's the ball, back in the air, goes to nobody. There's Ponting with the ball, gets it off there to Lanham. Lanham snaps over the shoulder, it goes through for a minor score. And North Launceston move along to 7 goals, 5-47. There's a 7-point margin. North Hobart is 6-4-40. It's all goals in the first quarter. Now there's quite a few points starting to creep in as Di Venuto gets it on now to his teammate there in Mason. He chips over sideways here now looking for Norton, and Norton being a great player in the first half for the Demons, takes it, handballs off to a running teammate who runs himself into a bit of trouble and then puts it onto the left boot, gets it out of defence towards the half forward line. Almost a great mark there to Carswell. It punts away from him, but he butters up, gets quick hands out, gets it on a little bit further there to his teammate who gets it out a little bit wider to Brad Young of the Demons, and he kicks down towards the top of the goal line, and Garland's there. He takes a strong mark, plays on quickly and kicks a goal. And they're right back in the game now, North Hobart. There's just a 1-point margin. It's 7 goals, 4-46. North Launceston 7-5-47. We've played 5 minutes of the third term. And that's Colin Garland's 5th goal for the afternoon.
5 goals, 2. A dominant display as a forward.
Another mark inside 50. I think he's probably taken 3/4 of the marks inside 50 for the whole day.
I think he has.
For both sides.
That's for both sides, absolutely. But, I mean, it's the game plan now, isn't it? Every time they get that ball about 70 metres out from goal, they wheel and go, and they kick it to the one-on-one.
It's a sort of a slow transition to that point, and then once they know that they've got the numbers ahead, it's get it in there.
Who would now lead by 41 points, 69 to 28, halfway through the third quarter, thanks to Sean Barry, providing you with those scores down there at Hillwood. In the middle of Utah Stadium, beautiful bounce by the umpire. Lee thumps it forward of the contest here now to Ponting. Little handball, he cops it up though. Away goes Millhouse, little kick, sideways. Ooh, player caught high there with Patrick Fisher. Haven't called him back today. He put himself in there, got the free kick. Little handball, kick it, says the crowd, to Darley. Off to Charlton, back to Darley, to half forward, lovely kick, low. Mark taken there by Waters. He kicks it inside 50 and Norton takes the mark probably too far out to score. He's right on the 50. They're double teaming Garland now. Up it goes. A nice mark Food. He'll take off. Jay Food. Little pass is effective to Sanders. Moving okay now. On defensive 50 is Oliver Sanders. Invited now to play on. Kicks up the wing. Bannister flies, but the number 5 in front is Walker. Been good today, Bailey Walker. Oh, he stepped off the mark. Now he has to play on. He gets round Bannister. Tackled by McCulloch. Still gets his kick away. Straight back to Jay Foon. Good spoil there from Waters. He might have got pushed in the back. There's Waters. Divinudo goes in, picks up the ball. Can't escape. Lots of players around it. In goes Norton. Little handball. Out the ball comes out of Williams. Has a player in support. That's Fisher. Handballs to Norton again. He's tackled. It's out of bounds. And he's penalised for holding the ball is Angus Norton. The free kick will come back here in defence to North Launceston. That's Harris.
And that's, Jaden Harris elects to switch it. Goes right across out the back there to Devon. He gets it out a little bit wider. Away go North Launceston around the outer flank. Ends up there with Lanham. Lanham kicks it deep towards centre wing on the far side of the ground. Whitford takes the mark, plays on quickly, gets around a player, then kicks it deep in towards the half-forward line, towards the boundary line, and the defence of North Hobart have punched it across the line, and there'll be a throw-in right on 50.
They're wide entries for North Launceston, aren't they, Darren?
They are. Look, the switch of play there, but yeah, still getting it wide into their forward 50.
Well, the coach was the kicker of the footy, wasn't he? So obviously he's directed them to do that. He followed suit himself. There's a throw in right on the 50. Williams can take the ball out of the air, handballs it off. Out of defence goes North Hobart towards Norton, bounces awkwardly for him, or Lee picks it up, and then Norton tackles him brilliantly, and there's a free kick to the little dynamo in the centre of the ground. He's been a terrific player all day. Kicks it into another good player for them, in my opinion, in Hugh Williams.
Whoop.
He slips over, give him a rap, but he's clever enough somehow to get a scrubby old kick out, and guess who it's gone to? It's back to Norton, appeared to be pushed in the back, and he was. That'll be a free kick for him again on half back. He kicks it backwards. Here they go, back to Millhouse. Millhouse on a little bit further to Kilpatrick. Kilpatrick now goes back from where it came from, puts it onto the left boot, then kicks it out deep and wide to the outer wing on the railway side of the ground. North Hobart down around that outer wing in the lead direction, comes off the top. Rick the Solder handballs now to his teammate on half back there, and then North Launceston switch the ball and get it across here to Harris. Harris now kicks it and brings it around towards the broadcasting side of the ground. It's a little bit too long for his teammate in Wadley. That allows the North Hobart players in. They've got the numbers here. If they can get clean possession of the ball, they can't do that. Ends up there with Sanders. Handballs off to a teammate there in Tepper. Tepper has the ball stolen away from him, taken by Tilbury. Tilbury kicks deep in towards the forward pocket. Garland's the target, but he's behind on this occasion and gives away a free kick. And the free kick will go back there in the last line of defence to Foon, who kicks it deep and wide. And out of defence now go the Bombers. The chip over the top will end up with Pearton. He's on centre wing on the railway side of the ground. Now they've swung it right across there to where Whitford lurks on the half forward line. Flips it over the top, looking for Bart McCulloch. McCulloch has the ball thumped away from him. Davis runs onto it there, but it goes to the boundary line. It could have gone out on the full, but the umpire says no, it come off a hand, and it will be thrown in 20 metres around from the behind post. North Launceston going to the town end of 7-5-47. There's a 1 point margin at UTAS Stadium because North Hobart are 7-4-46, and we've played 10 minutes, third term.
Frenetic stuff there, Baz. Jacob Breath didn't get a chance for a stoppage there for about 3 minutes. Play just kept on going. I've got some NTFA scores at the next stoppage. Chance for North Launceston deep in their attacking 50. Player might have been tackled with the ball. McCulloch gets out of a tackle from Tilbury. Gets it over towards Sanders, who can't take it. Well done, Darley. Thumps it out of defensive 50. Chance here. They can pick it up. Player there was number 54. That was Cleaver who couldn't pick it up. Could be Cossey's back in again. Josh Cleaver still trying to pick it up. Darley's there. Might have got a high tackle. Tries to shrug it. Play continues on. A lot of players around the ball. Umpire will take it. NTFA scores. And it's Georgetown 51, lead Deloraine 15 is one score I've got. Old Launcestonians trail East Coast by 19 points halfway through the third quarter. So keep me up to date with some of the NTFA scores here on City Park Radio. Tepper takes it. It's tackled there by Charlton. Tepper won't escape. The game's just tightening up a little bit. Scoring has dried up. 13 goals in the first half. Just one goal in this third quarter through 11 minutes. And McCulloch rucking against Bannister. Falls to Cox Goodger on the right boot. Not quite as deadly as the left. It's offline, one behind. And the lead has doubled. 7-6-48 to 7-4-46. And we've been playing 12 minutes in the third quarter. Baz.
From the kick in, it comes onto the broadcasting side of the ground. Ball's on half back for the Demons, and it's been pushed across the boundary line. There'll be a throw in just around from the broadcasting area, right on half forward for North Launceston, going to the town end in this third term.
Quick goal by Glenorchy. They now trail by 8 points.
And a throw from the throw-in. Whitford did the work, tapped it down, and then ran back onto it. Didn't quite take possession, so the North Hobart defence stand pretty tall there and kick it out of defence. And it ends up with Wilmot being set upon. Ball could have been dropped, and it is free kick. And it will go the way of Edgar. No, it won't. It'll go the way of... Edgar, yes it is. And he gets it out a little bit further. And now it's taken by Richter Solder. This will be a good kick. No, he wants to handball it. Now he finally does. Gets it off to his teammate running past there, who chips in towards half forward. There's been a whistle on play somewhere from not the controlling field umpire, but from another one. And there'll be a relayed kick. The ball's going back, and it's going to be North Hobart. Well,
Ego ran into Midson and basically, I think, just gave him a little bit of a tap, and the umpire reversed.
Wow, Oliver DiVenuto's got the free kick, and he's just inside the back defensive 50 for the Demons. Kicks it and finds Josh Clifford. Clifford feeds the handball off, and they kick the ball quickly inside to Wilmot. Wilmot hands balls back out wide, goes deep in towards the forward pocket. The defence of North Launceston under the pump here. Ponting throws himself in, so too do 3 or 4 other players. There'll be a bounce right on the defensive 50 for the Bombers.
Something happened off the ball there, Daz. Did you see it?
Look, I didn't actually see an incident that happened, but I just saw a player go down, and yeah.
It's coming off.
Well, it definitely wasn't the controlling umpire. It was another field umpire that called the free. Anyway, the ball's back over on that defensive half-back line for North, and they just, that's the Bombers, and they just kick it out of defence to the player in Pearton. He kicks it further to McCulloch, who's a long way from home. He's on centre wing railway side of the ground. Puts it onto the boot and then bombs it down towards Lanham. Lanham almost takes it on the second grab, then handballs out to Cox Goodger, who gives it back to Lanham. Lanham with the left boot now kicks it towards Tepper. Tepper marks, but it didn't carry the 15 metres. Kicks towards Rushton, who plucked one right on the boundary line, 20 metres in. Wanted to play on. Man on the marks doing the windmill. Arms left, right and centre. Now he stands upright and the field umpire runs in and straightens him up. Puts him right round on the boundary. He hugs the fence, does young Rushton. Young Jack. I've been everywhere, man. He's been 3 or 4 different clubs in the last 3 or 4 years. There's his kick now. Very deliberate in the end. Goal umpire likes it, I think. He's going to stroll back to the big uprights and say that's all clear. Great goal by Jack Rushton there. Take the Bombers along to 8 goals, 6-54 in a very close encounter here at UTAS, because North Hobart is 7-4-46, just 8 points the difference.
Well, can
wasn't it, for the young Russian?
Yeah.
And look, he is strong overhead. Obviously, he was at Launceston last year, and look, has the knack when he gets the footy around goals. He knows how to finish.
Certainly did, Badge. You got something there?
No.
Sorry, it's handing over to me, and I've got a score here. Longford 2 goals up, 20 minutes into the third quarter against Bridgenorth. So that's a pretty big game there as well. So a lot happening in the NTFA, a lot happening here, and North Launceston have snuck out to an 8-point lead. Not many inside 50s for North Hobart this quarter. No, it's about 5 apiece, so they've had their opportunities. As Lee gets it down here to Ponting, who tries to take it with him, he can't do so. There'll be a secondary ball up as the ball doesn't emerge from that scrimmage. So a goal apiece, much lower scoring third quarter. Game has tightened up. Ponting, tackled by Charlton, releases now to Tepper. Handball defensively to Bennett, back to Tepper under pressure. He's tackled. No prize, says the umpire. So Jordan Tepper working his way into the game. He's had a couple of goal assists today. He delivered a lovely pass to Egger in the second quarter and then got that ball to Rushton for the last goal. And had a goal now in North Hobart. Charlton fumbles, could be costly. Pressure kick now inside 50. Bennett takes it. Oh, it's a ball stolen off him there. Chance now. Quick snap to the hot spot. Garland against 2. He does well to crash the pack. Ball spills towards Clifford. Clifford's still in there working hard. He tries to snap on goal. He can't do so. Mitson's there now for North Hobart. Kick smothered. They're trying to get snaps on goal here, but great defence North Launceston. And Connor Young comes away. Inside out kick. And that might be deliberate. Jaden Charlton wants it, and it will be deliberate. Now, if he plays on, he can go up towards the 50. He steadies things down, though, and he just switches it to Divenuto. Ollie Divenuto shields his face from the sun. Has an option inside 50 and delivers it. That doesn't do it well. Clears both players and falls out of bounds. So boundary throw in about 30 metres round from North Hobart's goal. They trail by 8 points.
17 minutes, third term. Live descriptions on City Park Radio, 103.7, 96.5 from UTAS Stadium as the ball's thrown in. Lee thumps it down to ground level, goes towards Tepper. Been a good player in this third term. Quick hands now, ends up with Foon. Foon eludes a player and then chips it out towards Harris. Harris marks just on the half-back line for the Bombers. Gives it off to his teammate in Bennett, who handballs back to Harris, and the kick's a shocker. It's gone straight to Josh Clifford. Clifford's too far out to score. He'll try and set something up. It's in the Garland direction. Hits the ground in front of him. Bounces awkwardly, allows a defensive North. There's 2 or 3 of them there in this quarter defending against the big fella in Colin Garland every time he goes near the ball. And at the moment they're being quite successful. It's not as clear cut as it was in the first half. Umpire throws the ball skyward. Lee gets the tap down. Ends up back there with Rushton. Tries to sell the dummy and then kick, but the kick's gone high and wide, and somehow it just stopped inside the boundary, or did it? The boundary umpire's running down to say that ball was out of bounds, or not when he marked it, it wasn't. He landed a metre inside, but the ball must have swung out and back in.
Unless it was touch Baz, because he did take it over after he marked it, so it might have been touched off the boot perhaps.
Well, it could have been indeed. There's the boundary umpire throwing it in anyway. And Garland's actually doing the ruck work on this occasion. Could have been a too high to the North Launceston player, and it was. And that looks like Josh Ponting receives the free kick as he stands up off the bottom of the pack, chips it out wide, almost kicked it up here to us in the broadcasting position as he finds Fletcher Bennett, who handballs inside. The Bombers just content a little bit at the moment to run themselves into a bit of trouble as Young takes it and then kicks here towards Rushton, who nearly took a one-handed mark. He's got 3 opponents. Handballs out to the Bannister. Bannister's tackled, throws the ball away. The umpire says that's fair disposal though. McCulloch grabs it, kicks towards half forward, and it's the defence back there of Brad Young that takes it for the Demons. Gets it on there now to the player in midfield who handballs over the top. It's fairly scrambly, but it's under pressure from both sides. Young goes towards the boundary line for the ball for North here in front of interchange. In pursuit of the ball also was Josh Clifford, and the ball will be thrown in right in front of interchange.
The Blues are in front, boys, by 5 points. At three-quarter time, 68 to 63.
It's a similar story to what's happening here.
Thought I'd throw that in, and the Bulldogs lead by 21 points at Ballarat. As from the throw-in, now it's been paid a throw here. Which way is it going to go? It gets McCulloch going to Dakota Bannister. Bannister on centre wing, kicks to half forward. McCulloch against 2. The 2 in out. That's Matthew Yates. Got a good pair of hands. I watched him play at North Hobart a couple of weeks ago. Solid player down back. Little kick over the top here, looking for Clifford. He can't take the mark under pressure from Egger. Falls to Tepper, to Sanders. 2 kicks out from goal. Little kick inside 50, doesn't come off. Chance for Cox Goodger. Goes for the high tackle and gets it. Against Ollie Divenuto. And based on last week and previous experience, he is well within range, is Brad Cox Goodger.
You don't want to be critical of Clifford there, but he just had to come at the footy.
Yep.
Like he basically just stood still, and he's been fantastic this quarter, Clifford. So.
And Brad Cox, a bit of experience there. He was up against 3 and he just knew how to win that free kick. And Divenuto copped him high. Here he comes now, close to the man of the mark, right on the paint of 50. Brad Cox Goodger. That is an important goal for the Bombers. Getting towards 3/4 time. And that lengthens their lead out now to 14 points. 9-6-60 to 7-4-46 here at UTAS Stadium. And Brad Cox Goodger, that's reminiscent of last week where he kicked 4 set shots from outside 50 and he's deadly from that range, Beauty.
Look, he certainly is. And look, North Hobart probably rue the early part of this quarter where they really have controlled the game and had a lot of forward entries, but just failed to capitalise.
It's tight now at KG5. Lauderdale 8-7-55. Glenorchy 8-5-53. They kicked the last couple.
21.5 minutes have elapsed here in the third term. 46 plays 60. Lee gets an undecisive tap down. It's taken away there by McCulloch. He kicks towards half forward. Running onto it there is the player in Foon. He kicks it out of defence for North. Kicks it out a little bit wider there to young Curran. He chips it over the top looking for another youngster there in Sanders. Oh, he slips onto his left boot beautifully. That's a lovely pass from the youngster playing his debut game onto Cox Goodger, who just kicked a goal 30 seconds ago. This time he's on a very acute angle, and it's even a little bit more difficult because he's a left footer, but like all good left footers, they just kick the ball absolutely beautifully. And he will kick this with a deliberate shot at goal. Nothing fancy. He's only about 5 metres in from the boundary line. He'll kick from 45 metres over on the railway side of the ground. Goal umpire works to the uprights. 2 goals in a minute to Brad Cox Goodger. He's putting his stamp on the game here deep into the third quarter, because at the 22.5 minute mark, North Launceston are not 9, it'll be 10 up, it goes now. 10-6-66, North Hobart 7-4-46. That's the biggest margin the Bombers have had in the game so far.
Well, Giddy, come to these situations, the good players stand up.
Look, they certainly do. Like he's been, we sort of said at half time, he'd been reasonably quiet and close attention from Darley and Waters in the middle, and he's basically been able to break the shackles this quarter.
And one of the biggest leads for a while now. This is where North Hobart really have to respond. They want to stay in this game leading into the last quarter. Lee gets it to Ponting. So many times that happens. This time Ponting is a sling tackle. And a bit controversial against Jaden Charlton there. Unnecessary force in that tackle. So Ponting will take the free kick. Switches here to Fletcher Bennett. He has a man on here. I think it's Jaden Harris. It is. You have to kick under pressure. Does okay to Liam Davies. Oh, he might have got hit on the shoulder. No free kick. Divenuto goes away from the contest. Gets it to Charlton. Little kick forward. Chance almost to mark there to Millhouse. He might have got pushed in the back. Now Pies playing it. Trent Millhouse. On that left foot. Dodgy kick. Garland though presents and marks. It's probably about 7 or 8 marks now for Colin Garland, but he's not inside 50 this time. Has to lay it off to Huey Williams. He's got Jaden Charlton in a big few minutes. Hands off now to Darley. Darley long inside 50. Contest there, nearly a mark over the back. That was Wilmot. Taken away now by the North defence. Foon finds Bennett. Bennett will handle over the top of Young. Under pressure, does well. Connor Young gets himself some space. Kicks up the wing, only as far as Clifford, who takes the mark. Josh Clifford. His hands through the blonde locks, and now he kicks from the wing. Right to the edge of 50. 2 North Launceston players nearly spoil each other. Play on as Whitford claims the mark. Has to handball under pressure. A lot of North players back there. And Lee just kicks it straight to Charlton. 2 kicks out from goal. Time is 24.5 minutes. Jaden Charlton kicks deep here, looking for Garland once again. Nearly a mark. Came from 3 deep. North Launceston player down and hurt. As now it's with Ponting. Little low one over the top to Whitford. Now to Bannister. Bannister, Clifford's gaining. Bannister kicks out to attacking 50. Rushton, the young bomber, inside 50. Now he's outside 50. Gathers the ball on his left. Nice little kick to Cox-Goodger. He plays on. He's got a man all by himself. I think it might be Pearton on the far side who takes the mark. Connor Pearton. And he's a good long kick. And the siren's gone. He's got no choice now but to go back and have a shot. Great stuff from the Bombers on this RACT stand side of the ground. They worked it out nicely. And Cox-Goodger has had a big quarter, boys. He's really lifted.
Played forward for the latter part of the quarter as well, so out of the middle and playing forward.
3/4 time, Hillwood 81, South 41 is Connor Pearton now. Big kick in the context of this game. Might be off to the right. It is. It's one behind. And that's our 3/4 time score. It's 10-7, 67 North Launceston. North Hobart 7-4, 46. Goal kickers, Baz. You got him there.